Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 19th of March, 1986. And the title is Amrit Vela is the time for elevated attainments. Today, the master of the spiritual garden is looking at his spiritual rose garden. It is only at this confluence age that such a spiritual rose garden is created. Bapdada is seeing the fragrance of spirituality, of the spiritual roses, and also seeing the beauty of the spiritual roses in bloom. All are fragrant, but the fragrance of some lasts all the time, whereas the fragrance of others lasts for only a short time. Some roses are always in bloom, whereas others are sometimes in bloom, but wilt at other times because of the heat or the weather. Nevertheless, each one is a spiritual rose in the garden of the master of the spiritual garden. Some spiritual roses especially have the fragrance of knowledge. Some roses especially have the fragrance of remembrance. Some have the fragrance of dharana, and others especially have the fragrance of service. Some are such roses that they are full of all types of fragrance. So, on whom would your vision fall first of all? On those flowers whose fragrance attracts you from a distance. Everyone's vision would first of all be drawn to those. Master of the spiritual garden always sees his spiritual roses, but number-wise. He also has love for each of you, roses, because you have deep love for the master of the garden. The flowers have love for their master, and the master has love for his flowers. However, the spiritual roses that can always be kept in a showcase are those that are always full of all types of fragrance and always in bloom. Wilted ones are never kept in a showcase. Every day at Amrit Vela, while giving the special sustenance of love and power, Bapdada celebrates a meeting with the spiritual roses. Amrit Vela is the special time for receiving sustenance from God. Amrit Vela is the special time for celebrating a meeting with God. It is the time for having a spiritual conversation. Amrit Vela is the time for easily attaining blessings from the treasure store of blessings of the innocent Lord. The memorial of attaining whatever fruit you desire from the innocent Lord comes from this time of Amrit Vela. It is the time for attaining treasures from the open treasure store without making effort. You know about this beautiful time from your experience, do you not? Only those who are experienced would know of this elevated happiness and elevated attainments. So, Bapdada is pleased to see all the spiritual roses. Bapdada also says, "Wah, my spiritual roses." You sing the song of Wah, Wah, and so Bapdada also sings this same song. Do you understand? You have heard many Murlis. Having heard them, you have now become full. You are now making plans to become great donors and distribute everything. This enthusiasm is very good. Today, it is the turn of those from the UK, that is, of those who remain okay. Bapdada always smiles on hearing an expression of the double foreigners. What is that? Thank you. While saying thank you, you also continue to remember the Father. Because, first of all, you say thank you to the Father from your heart. So, whenever you say thank you to anyone, you would first of all remember the Father. Would you not? In Brahmin life, thanks are first of all automatically for the Father. While sitting and walking around, you say thank you many times. This is also a method to remember the Father. Those of you from the UK have become instruments to enable those with different limited powers to come together. There are powers of many types of knowledge. You have enabled those with different powers, those from different wings, from different religions and different languages to come together into the one Brahmin clan, into the Brahmin religion and the Brahmin language. Brahmins have their own language which new people cannot understand. They wonder what you are talking about. So, Brahmins have their own language and their own dictionary. So, those from the UK remain busy in uniting everyone. Do you not? There is a good number of you, and there's also deep love. Each place has its own specialty. But today, Baba is speaking of those from the UK, the specialty of having love for the yajna and being cooperative with the yajna is visible very clearly. You are claiming a good number in first of all putting aside a share for the yajna, that is, for Madhuban at every step. The direct remembrance of Madhuban becomes a special lift. In every task and at every step, there is remembrance of Madhuban, that is, of the Father's study, the Father's Brahmabhojan, and meeting the Father. Madhuban automatically reminds you of the Father. Wherever you live, to remember Madhuban means to have special love, which becomes a lift. You are then liberated from making effort to climb up. You just put the switch on and arrive there in a second. Bap Dada doesn't want other diamonds or pearls. For the Father, even something tiny that is given with love is like a jewel. This is why the uncooked rice of Sudama is remembered. The meaning of that is, even with a tiny needle, you remember Madhuban with love. So that too becomes an invaluable jewel because the cost is in the love. The value is of love. Someone gives quite a lot of something, but without love, that is not accumulated. Whereas if you accumulate even a little with love, then multi-million-fold is accumulated. So, the Father likes it when there is love. So, the specialty of those from the UK is that they have had love for the yajna and have been cooperating with the yajna from the beginning. This is also easy yoga. Cooperation is easy yoga. When you have a thought of cooperating, it is the Father that you remember. Do you not? So those who are cooperative automatically become easy yogis. You have yoga with the Father and with Madhuban, that is, with Bap Dada. So even those who become cooperative claim a good number in the subject of easy yoga. The Father loves cooperation from the heart. This is why the memorial of the Dilwala temple is built here. So, the Father, the conqueror of hearts, loves love from the heart and cooperation from the heart. Those with a small heart become happy with a small deal, whereas those with a big heart make an unlimited deal. The foundation is a big heart, and so the growth is also very big. You must have seen some trees where even the branches become like the trunk. So the trunk and the branches have emerged from the foundation of the UK. Now, even those branches have become trunks, and branches are emerging from those trunks. For instance, Australia, America, Europe, and Africa emerged. All have become trunks, and the branches from each of the trunks are also growing very well because the foundation is strong with the water of love and cooperation. This is why the growth is good and the fruit is also good. Acha, blessing, may you remain safe in every condition and claim a right to an air-conditioned ticket. Only those who remain safe in every condition here receive an air-conditioned ticket. No matter what situations come, no matter what type of problems come, you need a certificate to be able to overcome any problem in a second. Just as you pay for that ticket, so too here, you need to have the money of being constantly victorious with which you can get this ticket. There is no need to make effort to receive this money. Simply always stay with the Father, and countless earnings will continue to accumulate. Slogan: no matter what the situations are like, let the situations pass by, but don't let your happiness disappear. Om Shanti.